How are you all? I've just noticed. Maybe I should turn him around. It's been a minute, hasn't it? I haven't been on for ages. I apologise for that. I was just having a drink. I just noticed a new button on the side there that I touched. I'm not sure if I like it. But anyway, how are you? Don't know about you. And I know I've said this a lot lately, but things have been bloody crazy around here. Really crazy and intense. There's been so many things happening. I've got so many family members that have become ill or have had horrendous things happen to them, or good friends, long time, like lifetime family friends, friends of my children, it's just been really full on, hey. So last weekend I went and helped with some family, celebrated my aunt's 90th birthday. Would you believe? I can't believe she's 90. She can't believe she's 90. She looks like she's about 60 maybe. She looks really good. Although she did have major surgery not quite 12 months ago. And she has aged a lot since then. But anyway, she's looking really good. She feels good. We had a really great day helping celebrate her. And on that day after that event, we had all this other really full-on news. And then every day since, like really shocking, really overwhelming, really emotional stuff's been happening. So, and I know I've been saying this since Christmas. Christmas Day there was an event that impacted my family, and it's been happening ever since. So I apologise that I haven't been as present as I had hoped to be. I know there's been a few of you that have been contacting me, checking up to see if I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you. The last couple of days, I think it's starting to catch up with me because I've been a bit emotional. I had hydrotherapy and occupational therapy yesterday, and I got into my occupational therapist's office, and she had this great big cheerful bubbly grin like they all do there. They're always so happy and positive and cheerful in that team. Very great group of people. And she was just like, and how are you today? And I just burst into tears, and I thought, oh my goodness. She's an occupational therapist, not a bloody psychologist. But yeah, I think it was the first chance I've had in weeks to just stop and take a breath. So anyway, I thought I'd try and catch you up on some stuff that I've been doing. I've got a whole heap of stuff I've dragged out to show you. It's taken me 3/4 an hour just to drag all this stuff out. And I don't know where to start. I think I will show you some of the stuff I've acquired recently. Some of it's been purchased some of it's been purchased, some of it's been gifted. And there's a lot of stuff. So I thought I'd start with, oh my gosh, my glasses are putrid. It looks like someone's rubbed Vaseline on them. I don't know how I've been seeing through those inside. Okay, the glasses are clean now. So you might have noticed this spirit level here. My son has decided he'd like to collect vintage tools. So this was one of the first pieces I found. I got 2 for $1, would you believe? The other one's shorter. This one's only about 2 foot long. The other one's probably a foot, I suppose. And the other one's got a bubble missing. So I was planning on restoring these. oiling them, giving them a bit of TLC. But I'm a bit bummed that I didn't notice that the bubble was missing out of the other one. My dad tells me that I can replace the bubble. You can buy them, apparently. I don't know. I don't know how I'll go because it won't be vintage if I buy it. I think he said I can just buy them at Bunnings. Whether you notice or not, I don't know. I'm assuming the new ones are in plastic, and I'm assuming from the age of these are probably glass. But anyway, I digress. I also got yesterday, I've got this habit, I've been doing it for years. When I sit on a chair, I don't put my feet flat on the floor. I lift, I sort of push all my weight onto the balls of my feet. I'm doing it now because I'm on a stool. I do it in the dining chair. I do it in the lounge chair. I've been doing it for years, but as a result of that, I've now got nerve damage in my feet, and it's becoming quite painful. And when I spoke to my OT about it yesterday, because I've only just realised what's happening on the weekend, she told me I need to be aware of it and force myself to put my feet on the floor. Don't know how I'm going to keep remembering, which I'm not doing it now because I can't sit on this stool without doing it, unfortunately. Well, I probably can, actually. I'm lying to you now. I think it must be just doing it out of habit. Goodness. She also suggested that I put my feet up on a footrest, like a footstool. And I thought, oh, I don't think I have one anymore. I've got one. I had two I picked up on the side of the road years ago, very 1950s, very mid-century sort of thing. And my son did one up, he was only a teenager, and recovered it and waxed it, did the legs and everything. And he covered it with a Union Jack, and his father bought it from him. This is years ago. I'm not sure if I've still got the other one. I might have it. But anyway, when I left my appointment yesterday, I had to do a post office run. And those of you who have ordered, all of you except for one lady, and I've already contacted you. Yeah, that's okay. All of you who've paid before yesterday morning, your parcels are in the mail. I should have sent I think I've sent your tracking numbers by now. I sent some last night and then I fell asleep at the dining table and I was there for nearly 4 hours asleep, and I've never done that before I woke up and went to bed. And then I sent the rest of the tracking numbers this morning. But when I left the post office, a few doors up is a Salvos. Yeah, Salvos, big Salvos store. So I popped in there, and I don't usually look at their furniture or anything. They had a lot of new stock in yesterday since I was last there. So I had a bit of a look around, and I found this funny rocker thingy. And at first I thought it was one of those things. I don't know if you've seen them. My great aunt used to have this, I don't know what you'd call it, chair, stool, and you knelt on it. So you sort of stepped in between these two pads and then knelt down on this thing, and it was to try and force you to improve your posture mainly. And it was my bloody, excuse me guys, bear with me for a minute. For some reason my charger's not charging. I've only had it for a few weeks, and I've got a new cable, and for some reason it's not charging. My phone's, oh my god, you should see the state of it, but that's a whole other issue. I just tried to fix that, sorry. So going back to this stooly thing, the thing that my aunt had, one of its purposes was to try and force you to improve your posture. I need to go and see her and see if she's still got it, or at least ask her what it was, because I can't find anything online. I can't find anything like it. Starting to wonder if I imagined it. But anyway, and it helped you take the weight off your feet, and it was supposed to be orthopedic. They were big in the late 80s, early 90s, I suppose. So I remember when I was in high school, she had it, and I used to enjoy trying to sit on it. But anyway, this thing I saw yesterday, I thought it was one of those, and I looked at it and ummed and ahed, and I thought, oh, just something's not right. It looks too small. So I did a Google image search of it. Turns out it's a footstool, a rocking footstool. When I did a bit more research last night, apparently it's a vintage gout stool. So, oh, hello, Christy, how are you? Don't bark, mate. It's use your neighbours. This person comes all the time. It's okay. Willow, don't bark so hard, please. Come on, I'm talking to the people and you're yelling. I know, darling. Come on, go and lay down, please. Willow, I'm getting a bit frustrated. I don't know if you guys can hear me over her barking, but anyway, I ended up buying this stool because it was very inexpensive. And after the conversation with my OT yesterday morning, I thought maybe this will help me. So I brought it home and I ummed and ahed, and I thought, you know, worst case, I can give it to Dad to restore. He's been buying vintage chairs, single ones. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Christy's just, if you're not aware, Christy's just let me know that my dog's barking has just woken her puppy up. I'm so sorry. Willow, can you please lay down, sweetheart? She was laying in on her bed, but she heard this car across the road. He comes here regularly. I don't know. He goes to the neighbour's house, this car. And I'm assuming he's family or something. He's not there all the time, but she should be used to him, really. You know, anyway. So I brought this stool home, and yeah, that's what I was saying. Dad's been buying singular vintage chairs and doing them up. The ones he likes are the ones that have fabric chair pads on them. So he strips them back, and if they need repairing, he repairs them and either stains them, lacquers them, waxes them, oils them, whatever he finds suitable, paints them, and puts new fabric on them. And he's been really enjoying doing that lately. Some of them are really out there, I think. Some of them are really like vintage chairs, you know, with turned legs and, oh no. Christy's just telling me that she's turned the volume off and put the captions on so my dog doesn't disturb her dog again. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, that's just, my screen door is aluminium. It's got aluminium mesh on it instead of regular fly screen. It used to be fiberglass. I don't know what it is now, but it's, so when she lies down and scrapes her claws on it, it makes a dreadful noise. So yeah, some of Dad's chairs that he does messes with my head a bit. And you know what? He's the one that taught me ever since I was little that you never paint timber. You enhance its character. You know, you oil it, or you lacquer it, or you know, you want to draw out the grain and the colour of the. Oh no, bugger. Caption's not available. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm doing a live, Christy. Maybe that's why. I think when I repost it, the captions might work. Oh, that's a bugger. So yeah, gets these vintage chairs, and he's taught me to enhance. But lately, he's been enjoying painting them, and some of them are really out there. And one he did recently, he painted an aqua colour. All the timber's aqua, and then the fabric cover he put on is navy and aqua with little hints of like citrus green, and I can't remember if it was orange or pink, but it's really out there. Anyway, he's been enjoying that, so I thought if this footstool's no good for me, I'll give it to him to work on. He'll enjoy that. So it turns out the one I've got's mid-century, so about 1950s. I ended up dragging it under my dining table last night while I was filling some orders and doing receipts and sending tracking numbers and things, and it was such a relief to put my feet up on this footstool, on this rocker. I had almost instant relief, and it must have felt so good that I fell asleep at the table. And I've nodded off for, and then sort of done the head jerk and woken up. I've done that before, but I actually woke up. I was sitting back in this, it's a hard wooden chair, so like it's a 1990s colonial style, like colonial reproduction pine dining suite, those ones. So it's a hard wooden chair that I'm sitting in, and I woke up and I'm sitting back in it. I had my arms resting on the table and my legs up in this rocker. And when I looked at the time, I'd been there for nearly 4 hours. Oh my goodness. And I'm actually not in pain this morning. I thought I would be. But anyway, so far the rocking footstool thing's been great. So let's get down to business, hey? I'll start here because this is on the top of the pile. I have some... Oh, I've actually pulled out the wrong bits to show you. These are the bits I was going to keep because they're in worse condition. There are some others I have available that are very similar. So I've got a couple of these available, like salvaged linen embroidery. It's a corner of a supper cloth. Every piece has got stains, or I don't think there's any. And look, I haven't soaked this, so with a good soak it might come up. I haven't done it. I usually do. I've just been so bloody tired, guys. So yeah, I've got a couple of salvage pieces like this, one of each opposite corner. The ones that I'm keeping, well, that was one of them. Sorry, bear with me for a minute. I've just dropped something and broken it, would you believe? I'll have to fix that. I bought some vintage cufflinks for my son, and I've just knocked the bag off the table, and one of the crystals has been knocked out, and I'm devastated about it. I mean, in theory I can glue it back on, but that's a bit of a bugger. I think I can save it. It's just been one of those bloody years already. All the mirror from the back of the crystals on this linen now. So yeah, the piece, this is another one of the pieces I was keeping, and it's got paint on it. So I've tried to keep the worst of the lot for myself. But I do have some available. They are listed on my Instagram. I think there's a piece that looks like this too. So it is lovely embroidery, but I don't know if I can get that close enough. I thought it was worth saving the embroidery to use. It's not focusing. My poor camera is so dead. Come on, you bugger. Focus, focus, focus. Doesn't look like it's going to focus. So you get the gist anyway. I think the photos are a bit clearer. And with my butt, it looks like it's hand embroidered, but when you turn it over you realise it's machine embroidered. So that's the butt with these pieces. So I have listed some on my Instagram for sale. They're still up there, so I thought I'd mention it here in case it might be something that you're interested in. I'm planning on using them in needle books as pages or pockets, okay? The bits I've salvaged, that's where my thinking has been with that. Now, I've also got one of these packs left at the moment, and I probably could do up another one or two. These were quite popular. They are pieces of pure wool suiting fabric or doctor's flannel. And I've put together some packs with the colours that I have, because I thought some of you might be interested in that. You know, these smaller pieces you can use either in needle books or just to put needles in, whatever you want. So there's larger pieces you can use for actual books themselves. You know, some of these bigger pieces in here, you could use, you know, you could easily get 2 books out of a piece. So there's one of those left on my Instagram account at the moment, if you're interested in those. I can't remember how much they are, 25, maybe 20. But yeah, the wool is beautiful, and this is one of the things that I primarily use in my needle books, especially if I can't get my hands on the felt that I want. I don't know if you're aware, with your needles and your pins and that, especially in needle books, it is best to store them in pure wool as opposed to synthetic felt or fabric, because I can guarantee you if you store your pins in fabric, in linen or something like that, they will eventually rust. They're much less likely to rust in wool, and that's because of the lanolin in the wool. Even cleaned wool that's in felt or in the doctor's flannel like that, or even the wool blanketing. You know, some of us use the vintage blanketing. It's enough lanolin in there to maintain your tools. This was given to me yesterday. I thought I'd show you. I don't want to take it out of the bag because it's a bit challenging. It's a, I don't know what it's called, but it looks a bit like a scarf, and it's got all this beading and dangles on it. I'm sure some of you would recognise it. And from my understanding, you tie it around your waist when you're belly dancing, and it jingles and tingles, and it's very cool. I've never done belly dancing, but a friend of mine sent it up for me, and it's in the bag because it catches on everything. But I thought that was very cool. I've got things from one end of the place to the other. I am going to do some stitching with you today, I think, but I've just got so much to show you. Okay, let's start here. I called in to visit my cousin last week. She has a shop, and I've got some things from her, and I may have these a bit mixed up because I did get some things from Neighbourhood recently as well. So I've got some hankies, and these I collect for things like needle books again. I've used these for pockets and pages in needle books. I do have on my page at the moment a post. Look at this one. I haven't seen one like this before. Not quite like that. I know that one was from my cousin's shop. On my page at the moment, it's pinned to the top of the page. I've got a hanky that I've come across, and it was in a packet. I'm sorry, I can't remember what letter it is, but if you, it's got Jan, Jan, crocheted into the corner. So if you know anyone called Jan, I'd like to send that to Jan. Okay. Willow, please. Hey. Those people walk past every day, mate. Hey. Every day those people walk past, and they usually talk to us. So yes, if you know someone called Jan, let me know, and I'd like to send her the Jan hanky that I have. I thought this was very cute. Obviously, you can see I haven't soaked any of these yet. I don't think I have. Surely I haven't, with all these marks on them. I didn't know what this was, but I assumed it may have been a compact case to put your compact in. So that's another cute little one. How great would that be for a pocket in a needle book? So that was my thinking behind that one. Oh, I've left some of that other stuff inside, bugger. I also got from my cousin some crocheted squares, like filet lace. I got some men's hankies, and I'm not going to say why, because if that person watches, they'll know straight away. Probably already worked it out. I got this piece, it's just a piece of vintage flour sack from my cousin, and I thought that was very cool. It's sort of cut off here. It's printed on both sides. No idea how old it is, but I haven't seen one like that, so I thought I'd grab that one. I'd like to make something with that. I haven't worked out what yet. Here's a couple of sandwich tray cloths I got from my cousin. I'm so sorry whoever commented then, I missed that. I was looking down and as it flashed up. Another little sandwich tray cloth. I use these for the needle books as well. And these smaller doilies I like to use for the needle books. As, you know, pages, or how nice would that be as a page? Even these little ones I use in the needle books. Isn't that pretty? I'm sorry this isn't focusing well. It's not a great deal I can do until I get a new phone, unfortunately. A little linen crocheted hanky. Visiting family. Oh, okay, that's really interesting. I have a lady, I don't know if she's watching, Kathleen's usually watching. Kathleen's in Canada, and she has said to me that she finds it very difficult to find anything like this. And I have a couple of people that have contacted me from both Canada, the USA, and the UK, because they can't get sandwich tray cloths. And I assumed that they were an English thing, these sandwich tray cloths, this shape. I assumed they've come out of England, because most of our stuff from this era is, you know, inspired from England or brought over from England. But I did a bit of digging after I was told that you can't get them in England, and apparently these are just purely an Australian thing, these sandwich tray cloths. We do have sandwich trays. I should have pulled one out. I've got one or two here. I think I've actually got a uranium one, a green one, and when you put it under a black light it glows. That's very cool. That's very hard to get these days, and it's incredibly expensive now that people know what it is. But the sandwich trays usually fit nicely right on top of those. So yeah, I thought that was interesting that they're an Australian thing. Now I saw this thing and I picked it up because I worked out, and I vaguely remember my grandmother having one. You usually thread a bit of ribbon through the top here, and oh, okay. So Christy's just telling me that in Devon and Cornwall they had a lot of embroidered items, but now she's in the US and they don't tend to find as many. This little thing is a sauce bottle cover. So whether you cover the old, and they're not glass anymore, the old Worcestershire sauce bottle, so that would be for something like that. Or even we had little crystal sauce bottles or vinegar bottles. You could even put that on one of those. So we've seen those ones. This is a piece of lace I picked up from my cousin. Isn't it stunning? I've already cut into this because I put a piece in one of the packs I put together the other day. Oh, okay. Christy's telling me that she crochets similar things for her mason jars. And you know what? I used to do it too. When we used to do pickles and chutney, we used to crochet similar things to that. God, that makes me feel ancient, doesn't it? Or sound ancient. So yes, I've cut one of these shapes out to put in one of the kits I put together the other day. But I mainly bought this to use as pages in needle books. I thought that would be great in that. Again, the same with these napkins. These are from my cousin again. Placemats. Oh, A66 is an ancient. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm not that far off. I was only talking to a lady in a shop yesterday. She was commenting on my skin. And she ended up saying, oh, can I ask how old you are? Because your skin's amazing. You've got no wrinkles. And you know what? I look in the mirror and I think, oh my gosh, I've got so many wrinkles. Turns out we're the same age. So, yeah, I've got these linen placemats to use as pages in needle books. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Imagine that as a page in a needle book. So yes, I might end up popping one of those in a kit if I can. I don't quite have enough stuff again to get some more kits together, but hopefully they will be coming soon. Oh, I don't like it when they get all scrunched up. This was a vintage apron I bought. Yeah, I think it is, you know, because like I was explaining earlier, my aunt was 90 on the weekend and she looks like she's about 60, 65. And my mother is the same, doesn't look anywhere near her age. So yeah, I think you might be right, it's genetics. So this was an apron, a vintage apron. It had this satin ribbon on the top for the waistband. And it's a beautiful quality satin ribbon. It's not like what you'd get now. So it was sort of stitched on. It was beautifully stitched, this little apron. Oh wow, no wrinkles. Yeah, it's, although some of the older, like my mum's generation, I look at a lot of the ones that I know and they look incredible until they get sick. If they get sick or have an illness, they tend to age very quickly then. So this ribbon was on the waistband, folded like that, but then when it got to the edge of the fabric, it was just gathered like that. It was folded along the top, gathered, and then the tail to wrap around you. Now, whoever made this for themselves, look at the stains on it, must have been tiny, because this would not even fit around my leg, this apron. I don't think it was a child's apron. It was a little bit bigger than that. And it had a little bit of lace stitched in a V shape here, a triangle really, which I thought was a pocket. But when I took it off, it was just the lace. And the corners were turned over at the bottom and stitched down. And there were little lace flowers that I've left inside. But I bought this to use the fabric, to rescue the fabric, to use in needle books, because it's a beautiful vintage, I'd say 1950s cotton, beautiful. So that's another thing I got. This one was yesterday. I didn't pay this much for this. This was an awesome find, this one. Hardly been touched. Look, immaculate condition. Oh, I didn't even realise it was a vanity set. I thought it was a table topper. Well, there you go. So I got that one. It's got pansies and carnations. The instructions are there. It's even got, which I rarely see, the instructions on how to crochet the edge and do the stitching. So normally when I find these, that isn't there. So that was very cool. And most of these go into my personal collection that I keep telling myself I'm going to do. This was from the same place yesterday, and I thought this was a supper cloth, but there's two on there, pretty much the same. It's fully embroidered. It's covered in stains and the crochet hasn't been done. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I think it's on cotton, this one. It's not linen. It is a Oh, I haven't seen this brand actually. Erin something. I don't know if I've never seen this one. Erin, it's been cut off. Erin-AR. Oh, I'm sorry I'm bumping you guys now. There's a number down here. Part of a number. So yes, I don't know. Maybe I can soak it, and if the stains come out, it may be retrievable to do the crocheting around. It's actually about the size of a pillowcase, you know. I wonder. It's just a bit of an odd size. It's not a size that I've come across a lot. Then I found this, and I bought this for myself. I don't know if I'll keep it. It might be listed, might get listed. I saw these years ago and I couldn't afford them. They're Natalie Jane Parker. She's a local artist, and I've met her a few times. I met her when I was a teenager. I love her work, but I couldn't afford to buy these panels, so I found these three at the second-hand shop. It's the Kookaburras, Koala. My cousin has made these before into shoulder bags, and they're gorgeous what she does. She's very good at making things like that. And this little ringtail possum in a gum tree. So yes, I bought these for myself. As I said, I love her work. I've always wanted to do something with some of these panels, but I don't know if I will hang on to them or not. I'm currently at the point where I'm needing to earn a bit of money to pay for my dog's surgery in May. So we'll see how we go. Then I've got a pile here, and I've got some more from Nairi. Nairi's lovely. Such a sweet lady. I came across her on Instagram. We've not met in person. I've bought a few things from her. She's incredibly generous. But yes, this next lot's from Nairi. This beautiful. And this one she threw in as a gift, as well as the next two, which is just incredible. And to think that every person that she sends a package to gets these bonus little gifts. Look at that. How cool is that? So I'm going to work out how I can utilize that. Then this beautiful piece of lace. That is gorgeous. That was a gift from Nairi. And I apologize again if I am pronouncing your name incorrectly. Here we go. Beautifully, oh my goodness, my words are not working. A beautifully embroidered sandwich tray cloth. Look at the sheen in that, the sheen in that stitching, that satin stitch. Beautiful. Hanky. Now, I'm not sure if I bought these from Nairi or not. I must have, because they're in the pile. Hanky. Another hanky. These would be great for the needle books. Now I've got quite a few of these that are very similar to this stitching, but none of the other ones I've got have got this pulled thread work or this needle lace insert. Sorry, I didn't have it high enough. None of the others have this needle lace insert like this one does. So I thought that was very pretty. This is gorgeous. Look at that. This linen is so soft. Oh, good night, Christy. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope I didn't upset your doggo too much. So we've got this beautiful doily, which is so soft. And then this one, look at that. Another linen one. Now these again I thought would be good as either pages in needle books or pockets. You can go that way and make a pocket. So that's where my thinking is with those. Again with this one, look at this. They're so pretty. All hand stitched. It is so difficult to get these in the shop. Beautiful. And look at this one's quite unusual. I haven't seen one like that before. Sunflowers, I think. Imagine that as a page in a needle book, or even as a pocket. You could, by the time you cut that in half, and then folded that edge over to make sure it doesn't unravel, you'd have this gorgeous shaped pocket in your needle book. So there's that one. Oh, this sandwich tray cloth is gorgeous. Look at that. Very pretty, and imagine again as a page in a needle book. Gorgeous. This one's going, I think, into my personal collection. I've been trying in the last few months to collect Australiana. I just love it. So I came across this one in Nairi's collection. And my son's been very interested in the Australiana linen as well. So he's collected a couple of things for his men's shed to frame. There we go. That one, there's a pair of those. I was going to say they feel like cotton, but they're not. They're linen. They're very fine. These aren't what I thought they were. I don't know what I thought they were. I think I thought they were linen or something. They're beautiful, but they're unusual. Lovely. Looks like vintage. Don't even know if it's cotton. It's they're quite unusual, but very pretty. So I've got a pair of those. And then look at this. This is salvaged from something. So you can see it's cut off here. And it feels like a cotton or a cotton blend. But look at that. Wowzers. That's gorgeous. That's another one from Nairi. It's all hand stitched and padded. Beautiful. Oh goodness, I'm stuck. This one, I don't know what that fabric is. A cotton blend maybe, but it's very pretty. I like the green crocheted edge. Then I got these two that haven't been crocheted yet, but look at that. Gorgeous. Maybe they stand that way. There's a pair of those. And then that's it from Nairi on this round. And then I've found another couple of little things. This was screwed up in a ball when I found it. It was all like someone had thrown it in the washing machine and then not hung it out to dry, and then that was it. It was just all screwed up. So I pressed that, and I grabbed that mainly because of the colour. It's unusual. This little sandwich tray cloth is so loved. Look at the stitching is deteriorating. So I've got that one. Then I've got this set of, this pattern is so unusual, and I'm pretty sure I've got another couple in there that I found a while ago. I just thought they're really unusual, and I thought they were a matching set, but the cotton's different. That's this there. Are they the same or different? But they look different on top of each other. This one's bigger again. Yeah, see, that's maybe the bigger ones have been washed and lightened as a result. And then this big. At first I thought the other one I bought, I thought I'd pull it apart and use them as medallions. But I think if I did that, the whole thing would just unravel the way it's done. And then these, I thought these might be good in needle books too. They're a bit unusual. Look at this one. It's all crocheted. It's quite unusual. Look at that. I just wish I could give you a clearer picture. So there's a pair of those. And then I found this set, which again I thought would be good for needle books. A linen cutwork cloth, and then these two matching ones. And then these I bought with the thought that I'd cut them up to use the pieces on pinch pots or something. See the butterflies? And I've previously used this edge in embroidered, what's it called? Like textile collage. So yeah, that's that for that part. And of course I dropped it. I don't know if you can see. You can't. I've got all this stuff on a tray. It's a big green tray. Can you see it there? It's like a bed tray, and you sort of pull the legs out. It's got these metal legs underneath. There's masonite underneath here, and yeah, the legs sort of fold out, and it's just the right size. And I thought it would be great in winter. I sometimes sit in bed and do my stitching, and it's really awkward because it's all beside me, and I thought if I have it all on this tray it would be so much easier. And I think it's absolutely fantastic, and it appears to be about 1950s, this tray. Even the paint's 1950s, probably full of lead. It was $1, for goodness sake, so that had to come home with me. I love it. I've used it quite a bit already. So there's that. Bear with me for a minute while I move these things out of the way to move on to the next stuff. Goodness me. Didn't realise how much I had until I've started showing you guys. Okay, where can I put this out of the way? On the ground. Okay. This is something else I've picked up in the last few days. Bag of crochet cottons. I nearly always grab these if they're within my budget. Sometimes I pick them up and think, oh, there's no way I'm going to pay that much for them. But if they appear to be in my budget, I'll pick them up. I've got a box of them. Sometimes I put them in kits, but I use them in nearly all the stitching I do. I like this bag as well. So I'll use that. This vintage, this is quite old, I can tell by the quality of it. This vintage braid, I was given that. I picked up this little, I probably should start selling these because I'm starting to get a collection, and I didn't plan on doing that. Every time I see these little vintage English china bowls, I think, oh, how cute would that be on my work table with pins and little, sometimes I put my Suffolk puffs in them, or so I found that one as well. Then I got, yesterday I saw this, and I've never seen anything like this before, and I nearly didn't get it because I don't need it, but it's just so pretty. Look at that, look at the handle on it. I've never seen one like that before. And yeah, it is a transfer, but when you look closely, there's quite a bit of hand painted detail on it. All the blues done by hand, all the black on here, there's brush strokes on the red. The green leaves are all brushed, so it looks like the purple was the transfer, and then all the colour has been hand painted. And there's matching saucer. When I went to pay for it, the lady said to me, I've got 3 more of those, would you like them? And I thought, oh, it's not within my budget, I can't really afford it. And I actually thought I'd send one to my daughter and keep one, so I picked up